It is up to us to do the things that do not allow the Israeli government and military to justify, even if we don't buy their justifications, but at least to not justify for their own people why they have to build the wall, why they have to continue settlement buildings, and so on. And this is where I see the power of nonviolence being the only answer. For me, I say nonviolence is not just an answer. Nonviolence is not just an answer. For me, it is the only answer that will move things forward. When Palestinians in the first Intifada began engaging in nonviolence, the world woke up, the Israeli community woke up and said, we cannot allow this to happen in our name. We cannot allow our boys, our children, our soldiers to treat Palestinian women and children the way they are treating them. And I say, again, this is the only way to move forward, is by Palestinians engaging in nonviolence, that the Israeli community, the Israeli peace movement will again rise up and defeat any of the extremist views that exist within Israeli political systems. The idea of nonviolence, and I want to end with that, is to say that in my own development, I have also gone through different understandings, and I would say different transformations as to what nonviolence is. And I know, as I said before, I committed my life to studying nonviolence, and I know this is going to be a lifelong and life-term process to do that. But for me, initially, starting the organization and having the experience of my uncle and being with him and experiencing the first Intifada, nonviolence for me was about resistance. It was about engaging in direct action to confront physically those who commit injustice towards you. I would say that recently, in the last few years, nonviolence has taken an additional approach to that. So it remains in resistance, but resistance for the sake of what? Is it resistance for the sake of my liberation? Is it resistance for the sake of my freedom, for my needs and my demands? Or can it be also resistance for the sake of the other? And if it becomes resistance for the sake of the other, then what are the needs of the other that I can deal with, that I can work with as well?
Sammy, can you respond a little to Andy's question about maybe your opposition to the wall, how you think Israel could more appropriately
I can't hear that.
I think he did.
What's the question?
Can you respond to Andy's question about how you would have thought Israel could have more appropriately responded to suicide bombing?
Yeah, well, I think it's part of my answer when I said that it is up to Palestinians to prevent that from happening. It's up to Palestinians not to engage in... It was up to the Palestinians to engage in actions that really would have prevented that. Reacting in violence to violence does not provide the answer, and Palestinians now are learning that. Now, what I say now is that yes, we do have the wall, and we have the problem of the wall, and it is continuing. And this is why it is very important for Palestinians now to engage in this resistance of the wall that is being built in areas that it hasn't been built, in pure non-violent actions and activities to expose the injustice of the wall to the Palestinian community. The sad reality is that even in these villages, like Bid'in and like Na'lin and Ma'sara in Bethlehem, and other villages that are resisting the wall, it is even the community that is engaging in that the farmers, that their land is being confiscated, they are not actively involved in the resistance as well.
Sammy?
Yes.
Could you explain a bit, when you say nonviolence, could you explain a bit about what that means, practically speaking, engaging in nonviolence? So that when you talk about training, having trained militants from Hamas to engage in nonviolence, what that looks like, what that means, besides joining, like, does it mean joining your organization, doing work with your organization or another organization like yours, the different ways in which people can engage in nonviolence?
Yeah, there are many organizations that are committed to and engaging and working with nonviolence. And What we are saying
Sammy,
is that...
can you repeat the question? People
Oh yeah,
hear
sorry. Yeah, the question is, what do we mean by non-violence, and what does it mean to say non-violent resistance and actions, and does that mean working with us or just a commitment to non-violence, even with other organizations? What we say is that there are different...